Hello, everyone, and welcome to this orientation hosted by the National Archive of Criminal Justice Data, or NACJD. My name is Becky Chu. I'm the data project manager that oversees National Institute of Justice submissions to NACJD. This short orientation was designed for NIJ grantees who will be archiving their research at data repositories other than NACJD. So just a little bit about who we are. NACJD is a topical data archive that houses and disseminates primarily social and behavioral science data related to crime and criminal justice topics. NIJ is a longtime sponsor and supporter of NACJD. In fact, about 40% of the data we disseminate has been funded by NIJ. NACJD's mission is to support secondary research on crime and criminal justice topics by facilitating the discovery and reuse of data. We are pleased to now be providing a mechanism for researchers searching for data at NACJD to discover other types of research funded by NIJ. NIJ funds many research projects whose deliverables are not standard formats for NACJD to disseminate, or projects that fall more into the natural or physical sciences, such as forensic science research. These projects may be archiving at other data repositories more appropriate to their field of study, depending upon their NIJ-approved data archiving plan. If you're unsure if NACJD is the appropriate repository for your data, please contact your NIJ grant or program manager or the NIJ data officer for assistance in identifying an alternate repository for your project. Click the link provided in this slide for additional NIJ guidance on archiving at alternate data repositories. Now, if your project is archiving at another repository, NIJ requires that you submit study-level information to NACJD. As our mission is to facilitate the discovery and reuse of data, NACJD will provide your study-level information on our website so that researchers searching for data at NACJD will be able to discover your research even if it's not disseminated by us. The study-level information you provide will be made available to the public in one of two ways. The first is through the creation of what's known as a Union Catalog entry. This refers to metadata-only study pages that point researchers to external archives, sites, or libraries where the study's data are available. Union Catalog entries will be created for projects that produced individual data sets that are housed in repositories such as OSF, Dryad, or institutional repositories. The data should be easily extractable from those repositories and ideally includes a unique persistent identifier. This slide has an example of a Union Catalog entry for the Fatal Encounters database. These pages generally look the same as regular NACJD study pages, with the exception of the information provided in the shaded box under the PI name. This is where we note that we are linking to an external resource and that the data for this study are not available from ICPSR, our parent organization. Again, we only create Union Catalog entries for projects that produced individual data sets that are easily extractable. The second way your study level information will be made available is through a dedicated NACJD webpage. This page would list studies that do not meet the criteria for Union Catalog entries and produced resources not generally disseminated by NACJD. So products such as software, media files, models, images, and grantee-maintained databases. At the time of this recording, NACJD has not received submissions of this type, so the web page has not yet been created. But the page will list similar studies deposited at other repositories and will provide links to these external sources. So what is the study level information that we need? At a minimum, we need the study's title, the principal investigator names in the order that they should be listed, along with their institution or organization affiliation, the name and URL for the external website, a short one-paragraph summary of the study, your NIJ grant manager's name and contact information, the NIJ grant number, and the data collection time period. This means the date range for when you collected the data for your project. Information that will be extremely helpful for discoverability would be a DOI, any alternate titles your study is known by, and subject terms or keywords that can be associated with your study. There are two ways to submit your study information to NACJD. The first is through our Google form available on our website. Go to the Shared Data page using the link on this slide. Scroll down to the section titled NIJ Projects Archiving at Other Data Repositories and click the link to open the Google form. The second way to submit study information is to simply send us an email with all the required information. Please include a note that you are submitting information for an NIJ-funded study being archived at another repository. Whether you submit through the Google form or email, NACJD will respond within 5 business days, confirming receipt of your information. Your NIJ Grant Manager will be included in this email as well. If you have any questions about the study level information needed, please email NACJD's user support, or you can contact me directly. Questions about alternate data repositories or other NIJ archiving requirements should be directed to your NIJ Grant or Program Manager or the NIJ Data Officer, Ben Adams. Thank you for joining us for this orientation.